I told you we'd be... What are you doing there, Sam?
Just adjusting my headphones. They were like just nipping in a little too hard. I don't know what it is about these ones. They like just crush your head. They're like Great Khali, vice grip.
The vice grip.
Yeah. I've just got a big meaty head. Do your best
Great Khali sell with the headphones. Pretend they're crushing you now.
I just like what do? You got to get some blood coming out. You got to, and then you just kind of go limp completely.
So do not buy Sennheiser.
They're great headphones. Just if you've got a big head like me, you're gonna have a hard old time.
Let's take a look at the headlines. Tony Khan has fired back at those controversial Triple H comments. A WWE star has unfortunately dislocated his shoulder. And a new Cell match has been added to Hell in a Cell. We'll tell you everything you need to know in a little bit. So, kicking things off with Tony Khan, who's appeared on Busted Open Radio yesterday. And he's been talking about those very controversial Triple H comments from the media call for NXT TakeOver in Your House. So Triple H said a variety of things, but the stuff that's irked people the most... saying that wrestling fans sort of analyse the product too much, they fantasy book the product too much. The other one that he said was that they got the best women's roster in the world, when, obviously WWE have an amazing women's roster, of course, but there's other companies with really, really great
He also,
women's wrestlers
what
too.
was it? It was like, and if they're not in WWE, this is where they aspire to be.
Right,
and it's like,
absolutely.
Okay.
He's not totally wrong there. Like, maybe things have changed a little bit, but like any wrestler growing up and probably watching Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression, now they're getting into it or whatever, or a little bit later, they probably did dream of being in WWE.
Yeah, I mean,
but as a proper wrestler now, you can go in many places and make good money. So anyway, Tony Khan, what's he said, Sam?
So he said, everybody's building their own roster. They're going to have good feelings about the people they work with. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying you have the best show or the best company. I think where people get offended yesterday is he said everyone wants to work there. That was like, people are confusing the two things. If you want to say, hey, I think my show's the best, my product's the best, nothing wrong with that, that's good. But when you say it like anybody of value wants to work here, that's not true. That's crazy. There's plenty of people who work in AEW that have no interest in working there, and I think the champion made it pretty clear yesterday with what she tweeted. And Britt Baker tweeted out a picture of her and Thunder Rosa. That was just a very simple, straightforward tweet, kind of in relation to what was said.
Sure.
I completely agree with Khan here. It's sort of like, it's very. You can think that your show's the best, and you're allowed to do that because that's what you work hardest on, but you can't speak for swathes of talent that you're not even contracting.
Oh, for sure. And Triple H will know that there are people that are perfectly happy in other promotions doing their thing. There are lots of people who... probably at this point, maybe because they've been burned before, maybe because their friends have been burned before, they wouldn't touch WWE with a pooey stick, right? Because so many people have been mishandled over time. I'm not sure it is the dream anymore.
I think, at the end of the day, Triple H has towed a company line on that. It was in terms of that answer. That's the basis of it, and ultimately, people are kind of, it's quite a big thing to say, but at the end of the day, his position is it's pretty much at the pinnacle of WWE.
And he's not going to go. Oh yeah, well we're one of the best promotions in the world, is he? I totally get that. Yeah, but he's gonna. But maybe it was the speaking on behalf of people who maybe feel differently. But I do think things have changed in that people probably grew up really, really wanting to be in WWE, but there are so many alternatives now that there are a lot of people who would be happy elsewhere. Moving on, we got a big international superstar debuting for WWE on last night's 205 Live. Grayson Waller, who used to work as Matty Wahlberg on the indie scene out in Australia. Former high school teacher, famous for appearing on Australia's Survivor show. Is that the one where they do big challenges?
I believe Survivor is the one where you're stranded on a big island and you get voted off Big Brother style.
Oh, that one, right.
He's way back in the day. We had it on Sky One, I think.
He's a good-looking lad. He's really good as well. He's 31 years old. He's got grey hair, but it's intentional. It's like yours, in fact, Sam.
Mine needs a bit of touch-up right now. But he's kind of cocky, and he was after his victory, he was doing like push-ups and like a victory dance and stuff. So he feels like he's going to blend perfectly in with that kind of 205 Live sphere. They do well with kind of cocky, brash characters, so it's quite nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. What isn't awesome is what happened in the match.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
this is the other side of it.
WWE superstar suffering a dislocated right shoulder. It's Singh who went up against Waller during the debut. Singh tweeting out from the Bollywood Boys account. Unfortunately, I dislocated my right shoulder mid-match on 205 Live. My pride, my heart, and my passion didn't let me quit. He cracked on with it, which is fair play to the guy.
Big, yeah. Shoulder just hanging out. Nah.
Right? I immediately thought of my son and continued to gut it out to finish the match. Bless him. I'm going to cry. I gave it my all, down but never out. What a guy, man. That sucks. So we don't know. We don't have any really further update on Singh. He'll be out for a little while with a dislocated shoulder, that's for sure. So don't expect to see him anytime soon. And we of course send him all of our best. An interesting story up next from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. WWE cracking down on autographs. What's all this about?
So, as you said, it's from the Wrestling Observer. It featured a report regarding the talent that are no longer under contract with WWE and the use of their names. Now, we know that people aren't allowed, if I was Aleister Black, I can't just go to an indie show in 5 years' time after not working for WWE for 4 years or whatever, and just be like, oh, I'm Aleister Black now, and come out with all of my licensed music and all of my same old ring gear. And, you can't do that anymore. WWE have really cracked down on that over the years. But now...
I don't want to interrupt, Sam, but I'm on tenterhooks. Who's at the door?
What?
Somebody just knocked on the door, didn't they?
No, I just knocked the mic.
I got all excited. I thought Jackie Chan was here. Sorry, carry on.
But yeah, it's now extended to autographs. So, or it's been reported anyway for the first time, I guess, that this is extended to autographs. So, you're now prohibited, if you leave the company, from signing autographs with your WWE ring name for your entire 90-day non-compete. So, after your 90-day non-compete. So you get your 90 days to use that ring name as much as you want. Autographs, appearances, I guess, everything like that. Okay. And then that's it. You've got to revert to a different name, which...
I mean, it makes sense, but maybe autographs is a step too far. Like, if I were to bump into Braun Strowman in the street...
Yeah.
I asked for his autograph. I'm a little kid here, by the way, because I don't want to talk to Braun Strowman that much. But I approach him. Hello, Mr. Strowman. Yeah, he signs it for me. Who the hell is Adam Scherr? I don't want that. It's probably a bit much, isn't it? At the same time, right, this is all technicality, because WWE, realistically, are not going to pursue Braun Strowman if he signs something.
I think this is
Braun
more
Strowman in 120 days' time.
I think this is more, you can't be caught signing Funko Pops and figures and all that stuff.
And then flogging them.
I think what this could be, tinfoil hat time, everybody. I think what this could be is a means of controlling that market a little bit, because they've been getting WWE wrestlers are all very vocal about people just turning up at the airport with 11 Funkos and pretending they're all for them. Like, they're going on eBay. And it exploits other fans as well, because fans will pay extortionate amounts of money for it.
Yeah. And I think the wrestlers stop signing them as well.
Yeah,
because...
and at the end of the day, at the same time, obviously ring names, for the most part anyway, are WWE property. I'm assuming if you're just wrestling under your real name, then you do whatever the hell you want.
Oh, yeah.
But if you are under a gimmick name that they've come up with you and they own the rights to, it does make legal sense that it's their character.
It's their intellectual property. Yeah. I get it. And that's why they're changing all the names, right? But I don't personally think they would extend it as far as all. I don't think they would pursue anyone.
No, I mean, it's going to be interesting because Aleister Black, to use Aleister Black as an example again, he will not be able to sign... So, like, Tommy End can sign an autograph from Aleister Black until August 31st. Mm-hmm. And then after that, he's prohibited. But his first scheduled appearance is November 13th. So he will be prohibited from appearing as Aleister Black. But he's already been promoted within this window, this 90-day window. It's already been promoted. Aleister Black's going to be here. Aleister Black, Aleister Black, Aleister Black. So if they promote it as much as they can in the 90-day window, then there's nothing they can do.
He's lucky because he's established as Tommy End.
Oh, anyway. God, yeah.
Just slap a picture of him on there. He's pretty distinctive. Just another note on Braun Strowman. Another follow-up, and this will be the last one, I promise. Following the story of Braun Strowman asking his booking fee was revealed, essentially. People were saying it was 5 figures, and then that was shot down by Braun himself, but PW Insider have doubled down on their story, stating that Strowman's manager, Nick Anticelli, has quoted 20 to 25k for a 3-hour appearance to multiple promoters. Also asking for first-class airfare, 2 nights of hotel, as well as meals and ground transportation, all covered for Strowman. I mean, it's on the upper end of what I was expecting, but
I think
he's a big star still.
Yeah. Depending on what he's doing, if you're going to get a match out of Braun Strowman,
you're going to get a 3-hour match out of him. Apparently, that's awesome.
If you were to be able to get something like that, I mean, if you think about bringing him in for an appearance and the deal that could be worked out on splitting revenue on that, there's all sorts of stuff, but that price doesn't exactly shock me. He's just left the company in a big shocking manner. People want to meet him. People want to interact with him in a way where they couldn't when he was a WWE star. He may be around for longer at a meet and greet, selling his own stuff, and you might get to actually talk to him.
If people are willing to pay it, then fair play to the guy. We are finishing off with a new cell match being added to the Hell in a Cell 2021 card. What is it, Samuel?
So it's a bit weird. Just going to throw that out there, but Universal Champion Roman Reigns versus Rey Mysterio is now official in the cell. Following the closing segment of last night's SmackDown. So Mysterio called Reigns out to the ring after noting the champion disrespected his family. When Reigns turned up, Mysterio laid out his case for a title match and challenged Reigns for the belt inside Hell in a Cell. Reigns began to respond, and then Mysterio attacked him with a kendo stick because the Mysterios... Why are we just pretending their faces after everything they've been doing? They've cheated for so long.
Mysterios.
They absolutely... They had Baron Corbin's life... They're just, I'm Rey Mysterio. Kids love me. I'm going to do something really, really horrible. Kids love me. I'm Rey Mysterio.
Reigns is a nasty man.
All I'm saying is that Baron Corbin got absolutely done in by them. Just saying.
Right, Sam,
they were cheating all over the place.
Vince McMahon
but anyway,
up for Baron Corbin.
Mysterio attacked Reigns with a kendo stick. They fought back and forth. Dominic then attacked Reigns with a kendo stick, and for his trouble, Dominic got powerbombed out of the ring.
Excellent. Absolutely. Well, you know what? This was the match that we thought was coming. All reports, everything pointed to this.
Yeah.
I'm still a little bit disappointed, but I don't think I will be, provided that Roman Reigns literally kills Rey Mysterio.
Just grabs him by the leg like the Hulk and just bang.
Oh, man, he's going to batter. He's going to throw him round like a sack of sugar.
Yeah, but he's Rey. Awesome. You know Rey's signature thing? If you throw Rey in the air, it's like, a cat always lands on their feet. Rey always does that thing where his arms and legs go out. So, like, if you throw him, his arms and legs go out, and he'll just grab the cell. There's no stopping him, and he'll start Spider-Maning around, and it's. Oh.
I'm well up for it as long as he gets brutalized. Anyway, it's going to be a good match. Looking forward to it. I mean, last year's Hell in a Cell match. We'll quickly go through the card just in case you don't know it. Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. If McIntyre loses, he can't challenge for the title again. As long as Lashley's champion, we got Reigns versus Mysterio in the cell. We got Rhea versus Charlotte for the Raw Women's title. And the SmackDown Women's title, Bianca Belair versus Bayley. That's your lot from us today. Stay tuned. We got loads of great stuff coming up over the weekend. I'll be live tomorrow night for NXT TakeOver live reaction, so do join me there. Andrew is a disgusting individual. I hate him, and he is dirty, so all the best.
You hit him with it.
Alright, don't need your input.
Alright.
How do you terminate the call? Get me off. Alright.